Greetings. Um, Today's topic is going to be I, it's just for a while I've been feeling that this reality is not what it's supposed to be. It's kind of like somebody put a blanket over the real and wants us to call the blanket the real. So I'm gonna go through a lot of profound implications. And I just ask you to do research if you're interested. Before before I start, I'm gonna go through a few definitions. Sorcery: the art, practices, or spells of magic, especially black magic, by which it is sought to harness occult forces or evil spirits in order to produce beyond what is normal or natural effects in the world. I will further the definition by focusing on spells. What do we do when we write or say a word? Do we cast something? Spelling, this is my own definition. Spelling is the organization of symbols. Spelling is the organization of symbol groups for desired mental effect. Sigil magic. It is the reorganization of symbol groups or the utility of magic squares. Symbol groups may be sentences that are statements of intent. Changing the statement of intent into a symbol renders the intent hidden to everyday consciousness. Yet the subconscious readily picks it up and charges it with energy. So this is the advantage of a sigil magic, is that you make an intent, you transform it into a symbol. Now, when you look at the symbol, it doesn't make any sense. You know, normally, but inwardly, it does make sense. All right. In magic squares, it is a grid of numbers that corresponds to a particular planet. Servitors are beings that you create on the astral plane to do your bidding. In my opinion, I'm leaning toward that you don't create these beings, but you contact these beings by adhering to their laws. Egregore, and this is where it gets interesting to me, is an occult concept representing a thought form or collective group mind. An autonomous psychic entity made up of and influence the thoughts of a group of people. My last definition, which is the longest: God forms. God forms are complex belief structures often held by a number of people with which a magician interacts in order to actualize fairly broad magical intentions. See, pretty much all this starts with the sigil, and it just increases in complexity. Also, it is a technique used in several magical systems. The magician creates an image of a deity by various means, including visualization of archetypical image of the deity, concentration of the sigil of the deity, that is, focusing energy, vibration of the deity's name, mantras. Once created, the magician steps into the image. This may be done mentally, physically, or both. The magician then functions as a manifestation of that deity. This is typically done in certain initiatory rites, rituals. So that is that it is a deity performing the initiation for the purpose of using powers and abilities attributed to the deity for healing, divination, practical work, or a part of a certain form of sexual magic. Now, again, I maintain that these deities, they're called upon. They're not created, since everything, the whole universe, is governed on laws and rules. There are sub-laws and rules. And remember my first beginning of a sorcerer. A sorcerer vies for power. That's all they want is power. The only way a sorcerer gets power is by adhering to certain laws. I will end this part with my personal belief that the reason magic is utilized is because the practitioner has difficulty in seeing reality in its totality. Alright, thanks for listening.